All right, so this video is going to be on the best way to run your CRM for your brand and how you can replace your VAs for your e-commerce store that do your customer service for you. So what this is going to be based on is why you actually need to run AI as your main system for customer service, and then what a setup would look like inside your e-commerce store. So why is AI so important for customer service and running your whole CRM system? So main thing is just your VAs currently, if you're doing kind of like 10K a month, you've probably got VAs that do your customer service for you. The main thing is they just can't compete with AI. So I'll explain where typically, if you're an e-commerce owner, you'll know what I mean. When a customer has a question about your store, like your shipping times, their product was the wrong item, they're still waiting on their order or something, they want a refund, they have a question about a certain product. When they have these type of questions, they'll typically send an email. And now you may have VAs that handle these inquiries, which is great. They can take care of the whole process and you can kind of focus on the more important tasks and the profit drivers of your business, or even yourself, you may respond to these emails. What I've seen, the average response time for these kind of emails, it's typically 1 to 2 days, or even sometimes longer. This is really hurting customer engagement, especially if you're in it for the long game and you kind of want to scale up and actually kind of build a brand with a social media presence. You've got good engagement and that kind of thing. If you want your store to go the long game, this is something you're going to want to focus on. You're going to start building a relationship with customers so that you actually have an interest in them and they're a priority, which is going to give you, in return for prioritizing them, it's going to give you great customer engagement and experience, satisfaction with you, which can then lead to repeat orders, better conversion rate, and those other customer-centered metrics. Also, it's going to cut down your VA costs down and reduce a lot of time in your customer inbox when you put AI as your main CRM system. So it'll answer tickets and chasing up orders and things like that. But that's kind of just a little idea into why you want AI as your front runner for your CRM. And so over here, I'll give you kind of an insight into what it looks like as just a little dummy store setup. So it's a jewelry store. So the customer support feature, and just ask it a bunch of questions to show you kind of behind the scenes of what that looks like. So getting into it, so just basically ask a question over here, and then a couple of things I'll just ask it. It's like, what's the delivery time? So it depends. So there's more a general question, and then you can kind of go a bit further. You could be like, I live in the UK, what's the shipping time? Excuse the spelling. So sweet, provided that, so 3 to 7 days, specifically from the UK. And then other questions can be like, and so another thing I want to say is all these answers here is from the knowledge base. So when you're setting up this kind of setup in the chatbot, you can plug in a bunch of all your store's policies, and all your articles and FAQs and things like that. And then so what this will do is when it's referencing the knowledge base is we'll just extract the certain parts that are relevant to the customer question and then provide an answer based on that. And you can see here, it's all in under like 5 seconds. So another thing can be like, can I get a refund? So that's kind of the response there. Can I cancel an order? So there you go. And then how do I process a return? So that's kind of the idea and behind the whole customer service thing there. So what it's doing is basically, again, referencing the knowledge base, and then just what the customer has said, it will extract what it needs and then provide it back to the customer in real time. This can be set up on your website. And again, referencing what I was saying before, what this kind of can do for your customer-centered metrics, and again, cut down your VA costs. Again, so the front runner for your CRM. So that's kind of the idea, what it looks like there. And then as well as you have other features as well. So where is my order? Do you have any promotions? What products would you recommend? I've made a couple of other videos on how you can set those up, so they'll be on my channel as well. Basically, so that's what it looks like there. And then I'll show you the behind the scenes and how you can actually set this thing up. So this is the behind the scenes of the kind of setup here. So this is using Voiceflow. For your basic customer service flow, pretty simple setup. I'll just go through the whole kind of thing here. So starting off with the text block, what would you like to know? And then you've got your capture step here. So you just drag that out, set it to the last utterance. And then basically here's your set AI function. This is where you prompt the chatbot and you give it the guidelines and everything. You want to set it over to your knowledge base and obviously to the last utterance, which is what the user will have put in when you get, what would you like to know? And then they'll just type their question. So that's basically just the last utterance there. And yeah, so click onto your knowledge base. And then this is kind of the instructions that I've set up onto it. So you can go in depth and go like really detailed with this kind of thing. So you can just basically just preview this kind of here. So chatbot for the jewelry brand, guide to the customers, provide assistance, answering customer questions, and then you can kind of give it there around order tracking, shipping, returns and refunds, story guarantees, questions of that similar nature. And you've also got those other functions as well over here. Engaging topics like orders, returns and refunds, kind of again, customer service, your role, basically kind of just repeating yourself, making sure that it knows what it's doing and what its role is. And then, so yeah, you can prompt it down here as well, provide concise responses, 1 to 2 sentences. And again, you can all customizable. So depending on kind of the setup you want, it all can be changed around to kind of fit your kind of vision for this. And yeah, basically that's kind of the thing here. And then you just got a couple of fallbacks. So did that answer your question? Yes, you need today. And then you can kind of go over to here, set some other things up, anything else you needed. You just put another ones under here. And then you can just be like, would you like to sign up to our newsletter? Something like that. And as well over here, no, I have another question. You can just be like, how can I help? And then you just set another capture block, drag that out under there, set it to the last utterance, and then just bring this back over to the set AI response. So just kind of a loop there, kind of get the idea with that. And yeah, so basically that's the whole kind of setup there, pretty simple. I'll put links below so you can get this template if you want to. Kind of show you what the knowledge base setup looks like. So over here, again, it was just a dummy store made for a jewelry brand. You basically, how it works is you can just add over URLs and that kind of thing. Chuck in articles, how-tos, policies, and that kind of thing. You can also just add text so that it can reference. You can kind of get creative with this, see how it kind of works there. Basically, what it's doing when I kind of talked about it a bit before, when it was answering those questions, it's referencing the knowledge base. So when the customer answers the question, the bot will analyze the question and then reference this here and extract what it kind of needs to then answer that question. That's kind of how it works there pretty much. And yeah, so that's the flow there. Again, all customizable, can set up all those fallbacks, can like raise tickets here, send it over to the email if it's kind of a pressing issue. Main thing that it's going to do is just automate that whole process. You can kind of see what that looks like there. Again, it'll be description below, kind of show this whole template and then this prompt here as well. But yeah, that's the whole setup there. So yeah, that's the behind the scenes of your customer support flow automations. This stuff was valuable. And again, this stuff can go really well for customer experience and keeping them engaged. Say, for example, if the product is pet friendly, you can just ask the chatbot, get a reply instantly. Instead of sending off an email, you're going to automate that whole process and allow the customer to get their question answered and then go to the checkout. Yeah, what I was kind of saying before, if you're kind of in it for the long game, the customer experience side of things, it's kind of pretty important to kind of prioritize. So you build that engagement experience, you're making that a priority so you get those customer-centered metrics on point. Yeah, so if you're interested in exploring a system like this, there's a link below to book a call. We can brainstorm some ideas. This kind of stuff could work for you. And if you had any questions on the chatbot build or anything else, feel free to message me on Instagram. There'll be a link below. Cheers.